One, your sales could decrease. So you're running an ad campaign, but your sales are decreasing. But in this first section, there could be external factors. You can't even, so the ad campaign is running, and in the space of the campaign, you can't get stock. Your product is stuck at the border. Namra is giving you tough time. But your ad campaign, because you did the media buying already, so you can't, but the campaign is running, so your sales start to decrease. Or maybe there's a competitor coming in from beneath you, but the ad campaign is running. So you can run a campaign, ad campaign, but your sales are decreasing. Then you've got a more balanced one, where you're doing ad campaigns, but there's no sales increase, no decrease. Your sales remain as is. And it happens quite a lot. You're not selling anything. So here it's mostly maybe, instead of running a month-end campaign, you're running a mid-month campaign. Your price structure is out. Your channels are not well utilized. So here in the center, it's more of a, I would want to say, someone dropped the ball, okay, because there's potential to do good. But the most important, so the first two are negatives, but the most important one, and what we'll unpack today, is increasing sales. So on average, according to my experience, I think 70% when you run ad campaigns, you will have an increase in sales. Okay? You will have an increase in sales. But how you do it will determine how far you can go. But first, before you run an ad campaign, you need to understand your product. Now, and I know most of you guys will challenge me, we don't really know our products. We think we know our products, but we don't really know our products. So what do I mean? So, if you're in the banking, you're in the retail, you're in insurance, I'm in the automobile, the products on the surface, is not the products that we're supposed to market. Okay? Now, we'll get into that later. We need to understand our products. We need to think deeper of what we're selling. Like really, really think deeper. Maybe even brainstorm with other colleagues and say, guys, what are we really selling? What is our product? Once you do that, once you figure out your product, you should be able to run successful ad campaigns. So, there's two examples here. Now, the average marketer, when you do an ad campaign, you would have, I would say, sales growth. The guys in the sales business, maybe I would say incremental growth of 10%. Above average marketer, the guy who thought deeper about the campaign can do 30%. Now, incremental growth is, so it's the sales that you get that were derived from an ad campaign. It's not your organic sales. So it's the additional sales that you want to look for via campaign, sales promotion, something that you did, an initiative that you did to get additional volumes for the business. So, if you're in the 10% side, so this is, you become so much accustomed to just doing 10%, so you just do your ad, do media buying, and then you start running, you will sell, but you only sell 10% more, but you've got potential to sell 30%. Now, I used to go for MTC, and I also just came to discover this as I'm learning. So we used to sell phones, and dongles, and mobile packages, routers, Apple watches, tablets. That's the product that we're selling. Okay? And if you market, if you create an ad campaign around those products, you will probably only end at 10% incremental. But if you sell these products as a connection, okay? As a connection, because what MTC sells is a connection. It's not a device, not a router. All of these devices allow you to connect, whether it's now via Wi-Fi, mobile, internet, doesn't matter. MTC sells a connection, and that's a key product, not the actual products that we see every day. I have an example here to explain more. Now, folks, these are not MTC ads, please, disclaimer. The iPhone 16 is not 8,000, so there's two ads here, okay? So the first ad is quite, I think they will do well, but they'll only sell 10% more because it's so basic. So iPhone 16 was now, so was 10K, now 10K, buy now. Let's say it's a social media ad. Ad number 2, I'm saying connect with your loved ones with the iPhone 16, now available on a special price. Okay? So I'm connecting. I want you to connect with your loved ones, your mom, your dad, your wife, your kids. Okay? With the iPhone 16 on a special price. I'm making you feel special. This is meant for you. I want you to feel special. Just for, folks, just for 8K. Now, your product remains the same. Your price remains the same. But to me, ad number 2 is likely to generate more leads. Okay? It's going to generate more traction because there's more context to it. It's for giving you, if the customer sees it, your target audience, if they see it, they're most likely to say, okay, I think I'm going to buy a phone for my mom. It's because you're using the word connection. And that's where we're going, folks. So, but for us to be in 30%, I want to say segment, if you want to do really well with ad campaigns. Now, this is not a marketing strategy, it's a business decision. Now, I'll start with the table below. Your sales, whether now you guys call each other sales or commercial, and marketing has to operate like one. It has to be one department because to do well in ads, you can't do marketing cannot go left and sales goes right. It has to operate like one. Then you do very well. Now, if your departments are not synced, now you've got your sales and then you've got your marketing, you will remain in the 30%, in the 10% area. And this is a business decision, but for you to do really, really well, the departments must operate like one because if sales has something, marketing has to support. If marketing has something, sales has to support. And that way you are able to do so good. Now, there's three important things to consider. Very important, and this is it, there's nothing else if you want to do well in advertising. 1, marketing channels. 2, call to action. 3, messaging. Now, I remember at Namut Mills when we used to pitch, we tell our directors, say, no, we're going to do radio, print, TV, in all the channels. And then it seems like it's a lot of us. We are present, but it's a waste of resources. Now, let's take marketing channels for example. So you've got your above, and I see it as above the line, below the line, and then digital in the center. Now above the line, it's a challenge one in terms of advertising because how do you incorporate the call to action? Now, you've got a nice TVC on GoTV, NBC, DSTV, and then there's a phone number. Let's say you're selling the same iPhone, and then there's a phone number. The TV ad is quite fast. How do you get the client? Does the client now have to, if you have a preview ad, they go there, you can pause and get the number, okay? But otherwise, you're in trouble. You've got a billboard that's driving fast. It's a challenge to get the number. So with the above the line channels, folks, it's a challenge in terms of advertising. It's good for awareness, new product launch, brand building, that's fun. When it comes to below the line, you could do well. If you have a print ad, you can add a QR code and the client can click or and then goes to the website, or the Facebook page, or fills in the form, so there's immediate action. But the most powerful one in terms of advertising is digital. Now, we believe that the customer journey, any customer journey starts online. Just think of 2 most expensive products that every human wants to buy, which is a house and a vehicle. If you want to buy a house, you go on Google. House in Kenya Cooper, 3-bedroom house. You go on Google or on Facebook. If you want to buy a car, Hilux double cab, you go on the internet. New Hilux facelift. Customer journey starts online. Okay? And if you're an online business, you're going to do very well in advertising. Now, my advice to marketers. So if you're doing an ad campaign, spend 70% in the digital space, spend 30% in the below the line, leave out above the line. Okay? And then call to action. Now buying is instant. So, and you don't want to lose the customer. So within your ads, there must be some action that the customer needs to take that time. Not later, that time. If it's a Facebook ad, they must keep it. If it's a print, they must call. If it's a Google ad, they must fill in a form. There must be action that time that the client needs to take. Otherwise you lose the lead. It's very important that within your ads, if it's an ad campaign, there must be a call to action. The customer must do something. And then your messaging. Very, very, very powerful. And I have an example here to demonstrate to all of you guys. Messaging is important, so your copy and how you put it together now. It doesn't matter whether it's a print or radio or social media. I think messaging is quite important. You guys will see now when we get into it. I have a case study. I've worked on this case study, or I did the campaign, but it was successful because I had the support from the director to the sales managers down to the sales executives. So last year, I'm going to give a lot of context so you guys understand. So last year, quarter 2, we were struggling to move this vehicle. Okay, so we're a dealer, so Toyota gives you stock. You need to buy in stock. It's in your franchise or dealer agreements. You need to buy stock. So they launched a new model. But it's not a nice car. So we don't know whether it's a passenger, it's a commercial, so we don't know. So this car was standing on our floor. So I think Mr. Mwesa, okay, you spoke a lot of my languages today. So we've got stock, so meaning our capital is locked up in the stock. So it makes it difficult to buy new stock. And that affects the bottom line and it affects our working capital as a business. So we thought, okay, maybe we'll do cashback or deal assist or pay 3-month payment holiday, the usual stuff. If we had done that, we would only sell 10% more. Okay? But we did something different. We thought deeper, and we partnered with Yengo. So by the time Yengo, for those who don't know, is a ride-hailing business, Yengo was a new kid on the block. And I knew these guys want drivers. Drivers need cars. I have the perfect car. Now, these cars, the Toyota Vitz, makes perfect sense because it's light on fuel, probably one of the top 5 light or fuel efficient vehicles on the planet. It's 4.2 liters per 100 kilometers. The average car is around about 10, 11 liters per 100 kilometers. So it's a good car and it's affordable. So we met with Yango, pitched to them and said, guys, let's collaborate. Okay? Now I didn't have a lot of money, but I figured, okay, I'm going to use 2 channels. Okay? I use my website and I use social media. That's it. 2 channels, website and social media. And folks, we undermine the power of websites a lot. Website is a powerful tool. So what did I do? So here, we sold the business concept, okay? But the product that left our shelves, our floor, our showrooms, was a vehicle. Because we are selling vehicles. But the product that we sold from a different angle. So we sold the business concept. So we targeted individuals like you and me, an 8 to 5 guy or lady. You've got additional income. Let's say you save 5,000. We don't know much to save that 5,000. Why don't you come to us and buy the vehicle from us? And make it business for yourself. Target market was working class people. So I'm going to read for you the copy, the message, how powerful it is. It's saying, ready to unlock your business potential. I'm not saying buy, I'm saying invest in the Toyota Vitz. Okay?